This is the Wallke X3 Pro electric bike, and let me tell you, it's a real head-turner right out of the box. Just looking at it, you get a sense of its toughness and modern style. The black aluminum frame is seriously robust, but what catches my eye the most are the 26-inch fat tires. They look ready to take on almost anything, whether it's potholes in the city or dirt trails outside of town. Even though it has that rugged build, the bike looks sleek, and the foldable frame is surprisingly compact for something so powerful. From my experience, the first thing I noticed when I hopped on was that feeling of confidence thanks to the full suspension. If you don't know, full suspension means the bike has shock absorbers at both the front and back wheels. This keeps your ride smooth even when you hit bumpy patches or uneven trails. For someone new to electric bikes, this design offers way more comfort than a traditional bike or even a basic e-bike with only front suspension. Getting the X3 Pro ready to go didn't take much effort. It arrives mostly assembled, but not completely. I admit, I was a little concerned that putting it together might be tricky, especially with such a heavy-duty build. Turns out all I needed was some basic tools provided in the box, and I just followed the quick setup guide. It helped that most parts snapped into place easily. The whole bike is pretty heavy, about 87 pounds, so moving it around before it's ready can be challenging, especially if you need to carry it upstairs. Once on the road, I immediately felt the impact of the 2000 dual motors. With most e-bikes I've tried before, acceleration feels smooth and gradual. With the X3 Pro though, the power really kicks in, and it can be quite surprising. When you twist the throttle, you get strong acceleration from the start. So if you're new to high-powered e-bikes, it takes a bit of getting used to. There's no slow build-up. Instead, the bike launches forward the moment you twist the grip. For me, this made riding seriously fun, but if you're not careful, you could catch yourself off guard, especially in high-traffic areas. The range on this thing is another impressive point. The removable 48-volt 20-hour battery is hidden within the frame, and it promises up to 102 miles on a single charge. Obviously, that range depends on how much you rely on the motor, your riding speed, and your weight, but I found I could easily go several days of commuting around town before needing to recharge. Being able to remove the battery easily is a huge plus, since you can bring it inside to charge safely, and it has a lock to protect against theft. I love the fat 4-inch tires paired with hydraulic suspension. For riders who enjoy both city riding and going off-road, this setup soaks up everything from cracked pavement to loose gravel. It's perfect for me because I like to take detours through local parks or head down less traveled dirt tracks on weekends. There were moments when I thought the bike felt a bit twitchy on really rough off-road sections. Sometimes the front felt a little too responsive to small rocks and bumps, but after a bit of time, I got used to how it handled. I'd recommend this bike for anyone who wants the confidence to ride almost anywhere, regardless of road quality. Key features I found super useful include the full-color smart LCD display and the ability to connect the bike to an app via my phone. The display gives you all the key info at a glance: speed, battery level, even your exact range estimate. The brightness auto-adjusts depending on outdoor light, which saves your eyes on bright days or at night. With the app, you can check ride stats, set speed limits, and lock the bike for added security. This may sound tech-heavy, but it's all really straightforward and user-friendly. Stopping power is a big deal when you're zipping along at over 30 miles per hour. The dual hydraulic disc brakes on the X3 Pro are honestly some of the best I've ever used. They grab the wheels with confidence and don't fade, even during long descents. Hydraulic systems use fluid to push the pistons, which makes for smoother and stronger braking compared to simpler cable brakes. Plus, there's a regenerative braking feature, which means when you brake, some energy goes back into the battery. It's not a massive boost, but it does help extend your range over time. The X3 Pro has a heavy-duty rear rack, making it ideal if you want to haul groceries or strap on a backpack or small cargo. The frame is thick and can support up to 400 pounds, which is more than enough for me and whatever I'm carrying. Also, the seat is really well padded, which took the sting out of longer rides. Of course, it's not all perfect. The biggest thing I noticed is the bike's weight. With everything packed in, fat tires, big battery, solid frame, dual motors, it's not light. Even though it folds, actually carrying it upstairs or loading it into a car is a workout. I get that this weight is needed for stability and power, so it's a compromise I'm generally okay with. Another thing that stood out was the throttle. Unlike some e-bikes where you ease into the power, this one gives everything immediately. If you're mainly pedaling, it's smooth, but when you use the throttle, just be ready for some kick. Over bumps, I sometimes heard the battery rattling slightly inside the frame, especially when I was going faster on rough roads. It's not a deal breaker, but it's there if you're sensitive to noises. I did wish there was a straightforward spot for a water bottle. It's a small thing, but there's just not a mount point for one on this frame, which is weird for a mountain e-bike. Also, the manual felt a bit basic for such a high-tech bike. For new riders with no background in e-bikes, it could be clearer, but I eventually figured things out just by tinkering and using the display. For anyone just starting out, let me explain a couple of basic terms you might hear me use. AUD stands for all-wheel drive, meaning there's a motor in both the front and rear wheels. This gives more power and better traction, especially when riding off-road or up steep hills. Fat tire just means the tires are extra wide, about 4 inches, providing much better grip and stability. Hydraulic brakes, as mentioned, use fluid for more efficient and powerful stopping. Full suspension means both wheels have shock absorbers for smoother riding. Who do I think this bike is best for? In my opinion, the X3 Pro is perfect for adventurous riders who want serious power and don't plan to do a lot of lifting or carrying between rides. It's also great for heavier riders or anyone wanting the stability of fat tires. I'd recommend this for commuters who want a fast and fun ride, but also those who like to mix in some trail riding on weekends. It's not the best choice if you're looking for something ultralight or if you don't want to mess with the weight and size. There's something really satisfying about having a bike that tackles hills and tough terrain with no hesitation. When you combine raw power with features like extended range, app integration, a smart display, and true full suspension, what you get is a bike that feels ready for just about anything. In conclusion, my quick review of the Wallke X3 Pro electric bike is that it's a serious contender if you want power, comfort, and tech all in one. It's built tough, rides comfortably across almost any surface, and gives you a lot of flexibility for different kinds of trips. I had a few concerns about the weight and throttle at first, but after spending more time with it, those things became part of its character instead of real issues. If you're looking for an e-bike that isn't afraid of a challenge and you don't mind a little extra heft, I really think the X3 Pro is worth your attention. I will share detailed information about the Wallke X3 Pro electric bike in the comments section, everyone. Thank you for watching.